You're not trying to... Better luck next time. Glory is... Try again.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
So, it wasn't a dream after all.
No known associates. In fact, he
you're
seems
up.
quite averse to
Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered, and you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in any army here, don't you?
Index?
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My. Look at the there you have it, see? The collar's for your own peace of...
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who. It's a small ship. We'll find out who did it. One way.
A young magic...
Ugly sight. Burns me up this
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep, though. You're one of the... Not with that collar on. Listen, bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Think about it. It's one of you who got killed, not one of us. Who's your real enemy? You let me know if... No marks, no indications of a struggle.
What a well of knowledge this tome is.
who?
Dennis is such a dear lending it to me.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? Insufferable, surely.
Ah, there you are. Would you please tell this very...
The young woman seems about to raise her hand.
Who indeed? Why, my name...
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face.
Yeah, okay, you've
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty.
got to keep ourselves entertained. Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Thanks, but I already... You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as the...
Good luck, Chief.
Name? The Divine Order one. Well, you aren't here on...
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in the...
The lizard looks you up. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly.
I'm inspecting your teeth. In case that wasn't There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Goodness gracious me.
Just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Meanwhile...
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mesden. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right on the side of the ship with it.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to...
I'm busy.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will kill our own.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
An elf sits...
Snake-eyed.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice, deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lip.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you suspiciously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. Just like you. And I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together. Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep. You may have to bite a bit deeper, though. Not every elf is as skilled in the art as I am. But anyway, don't you worry. I don't lick and tell.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Abroad, he raises an eyebrow as you...
Listen up, kiddo. The ship, of course.
His eyes snap open. He looks...
Murder? I wouldn't know anything. I'd kill a man.
His eyes flutter.
Whether they catch me...
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates. The groan...
And? A common sort of sound, isn't it? Well, that's all you hear, though. Listen.
Did you see the body?
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be...
The elf is reading a volume of cramp. He reaches out and examines your...
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book.
It is simple. Tell me, what do you know of your... our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest. No. This text, where did these gods come from? Who are they? Of course you don't have any use for... Now, please, run along.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mesden.
Here, Sir Regis, you faring okay so far? I'm glad to hear it. You head on in now, will you?
Keep the got this trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
There's nothing else I can do.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
lizard's eyes close. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. You hear a faint... The Majesty. The young woman lies in a heap. She doesn't stir.
Not long before this thing snaps into split. Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. God damn it! Need to get off this wreck, and quick.
marking on the door was painted. You press your palm against the door to open it. It doesn't budge. Pass through the door, and to suddenly fake the skeleton is quickly leaving.
No! What damn fools record knowledge on a... It catches fire?
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed a mask that was still. She'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold. Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship, I would say good.
The skeleton shrugs. The moment you touch the door groans open.
Something's breaking through! What in the hell are those things? Deathbog! I need to get out of here now! That means there's still a chance.
The Magister lies on...
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a boat. Wait! Void Woken! I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Let the games begin.
Into the dark with you!
They who are about to triumph salute.
These beardless bugs would sink the ship on my watch.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Let's head about the exits.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan. The one who put on this damn collar.
She tries to speak, but with jagged moved blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. Something within the ship snaps. Siwan struggles to her feet.
It's ripping the ship apart! This is it! She's going down!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, We lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? This must be Fort Joy. I thought the Order would get rid of this statue. Must be 1,000 years old. Wonder how much longer it'll last. This statue must be 1,000 years old. Wonder how much longer it'll last.